Lately, I've been messing around with blending my own footage with AI-generated visuals, and honestly, it's way more fun than I expected. Today, I want to walk you through how I do it, step by step, and also share a smoother way to handle the whole editing and publishing grind using a tool I've been testing called Vizard. Stick with me for a minute and I'll show you the workflow, the little hacks, and a few pitfalls to avoid so you don't waste time or money. So first, let's start with the footage. I usually shoot a short clip where I walk out of frame or just stand off to the side because what I want is a clean start frame that I can feed into an AI generator. You can use whatever player you prefer. I often use VLC because it has a simple take snapshot feature that gives you a clean still image from any frame. If you're on a phone, a screenshot works fine too. The goal here is one clear image that represents the scene before your AI element appears. Once I have that start image, I upload it to a video generation model. I've tried a couple of options. Google AI Studio's VO2 is solid and straightforward. And for another approach, I tested Vertex AI and Google Cloud Console. They both do the job. You upload your image, type a prompt like, "A bear slowly emerges from the right side of the frame walking toward the camera," set the aspect ratio and duration, and hit run. The result is usually quite convincing. The bear appears behind trees, moves into the foreground, and ends on a frame that matches my original footage's perspective. A tip: generate a short clip first, 30-60 seconds, so you can preview how the AI interpreted your prompt. If it looks off, tweak the prompt, specify lighting, speed, whether it should interact with objects, etc. Once you like the look, download the clip and use your player to grab the last frame of that AI clip. That last frame becomes the start image for the next generation. For example, a bear walking away, so you can stitch several AI-generated segments together to create a believable sequence. Now, here's where things get fiddly if you don't plan ahead. Using tools like Vertex AI or Google AI Studio is great, but it can be expensive and a bit technical if you're generating lots of clips. Also, you end up with many small files that you still need to import into an editor and manually assemble. I used CapCut for assembly because it's simple and gives you enough control to cut, connect, and trim clips. You layer my original walking away clip, AI clip of the bear approaching, AI clip of the bear leaving, then me walking back into frame. Then adjust cuts so motion continuity looks natural. But editing is only half the story. You still need audio. Decide early whether you want background music, foley, or just ambient sounds. In my test, I used a subtle forest background plus a few impact sounds, so the bear felt like part of the scene. Small sound design choices make a huge difference in believability. Now, let me be real. If you want to do this as a one-off, the Google tools and manual editing are totally fine. But if you're trying to turn one long video into dozens of short, social-ready clips, or if you want to post consistently across platforms, that manual loop becomes a massive time sink. That's where Vizard starts to make sense. Vizard isn't a model for generating new visual content like VO2. Instead, it's an AI editor that takes long-form video and automatically finds the best moments to turn into short clips. Think of it like having an assistant who knows what parts of your videos are likely to perform well and prepares them for posting. It can pick viral-worthy bits, format them for different aspect ratios, and even batch create multiple cuts so you can A/B test hooks. What I like about Vizard in this kind of hybrid workflow is that you can combine your AI-generated segments with clips pulled from your long-form footage without losing the schedule or distribution part of the process. For example, film a long explainer or a behind-the-scenes session where you talk about making the AI bear shots. Upload that full video to Vizard, let it auto-edit a dozen short clips focused on the story or the behind-the-scenes magic, and then drop in the AI-generated bear footage where it fits. Vizard makes it easy to reformat each clip for Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, so you don't have to export multiple versions manually. Another big pain point solved by Vizard is scheduling and publishing. With Google Cloud and separate editors, you create content, export, and then manually schedule or use another tool to post. Vizard has an auto-schedule feature. You tell it how often you want to publish, and it lines up the posts for you. You can also use the content calendar to manage, tweak, and approve clips before they go live. This is a lifesaver if you're trying to keep a consistent posting rhythm without hiring someone full-time to handle distribution. Let me be clear about the downsides of other approaches so you don't get sold on them without thinking. Google's generation models are powerful, but the costs add up quickly if you generate many videos. The workflow is also multi-step and requires hopping between tools. Generate in AI Studio or Vertex, download frames, import into an editor, assemble, audio, export, upload to a scheduler. Each step introduces friction and the chance to lose quality or consistency. CapCut and similar editors are excellent for hands-on editing, but they don't solve the scale problem if you want steady output. Vizard doesn't replace the creative fun of generating image-to-video magic. You still want to use VO2, Imagen, or whatever visual model you prefer when you want a special effect like the bear. What Vizard does is shrink the post-production to publish pipeline. Instead of manually clipping, resizing, captioning, and scheduling every single short, Vizard automates a huge chunk of that work. It also makes it easy to spot the best parts of a long recording, which is perfect when you value storytelling more than pure novelty. A practical workflow I've been testing that mixes both worlds. Shoot a long video where I explain the experiment and capture some B-roll, generate a few short AI visual segments, like the bear appearing and disappearing, then upload the long video to Vizard to auto-extract hooks and highlights. From the Vizard-generated clips, I insert the AI segments in the spots that make the narrative pop. Then I use Vizard's scheduling tools to drop those clips across socials over the next 2 weeks. The result? More content, less manual work, and a steady feed of posts that feel cohesive. Final thoughts and a few quick tips. Be mindful of costs when you play with generative video. Make test runs short, iterate on prompts, and don't batch generate dozens of long clips until you dial in the look. Use simple editors like CapCut for fine-tuning if you want full control. But if your goal is scale and consistent posting, Vizard is worth trying because it automates the chunk of work that eats creators' time. Finding the good stuff in long videos and getting it out into the world with minimal friction. So yeah, have fun experimenting. Mix AI visuals with your footage, tweak the audio to sell the illusion, and if you care about scaling and consistent posting, try pairing that creative process with an AI editor/scheduler like Vizard. It's not a magic bullet, but it's a practical way to keep your content pipeline full without losing time you could be spending making the next cool idea. Thanks for watching or reading. Go make something weird with AI, and if you try this workflow, I'd love to know how it turned out. See you in the next one.